Sean, welcome to Spotlight. Good to see you again. We had a little brief hiatus, a little vacation, staycation, vacation, whatever you want to call it. I hope you had a good time.
I had a good time. I hope you had a good time yourself.
Yes, I certainly did. I will not deny it. What's up? What's happening? What's happening in the news?
We kicked things off with the Premier's press conference held earlier today under the theme Path Towards Economic Growth. Pretty much re-emphasizing the title used for the 2013 budget speech. And a number of topical issues were raised. Of course, we can't get into all of them at this time, but one of particular interest is a loan program being offered to small and medium enterprises, business people in the BVI. In fact, this sounds like an exciting time for entrepreneurs. It is being done in conjunction between the National Business Bureau and the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, and apparently there are some wonderful initiatives there in terms of support from both agencies to help people get their businesses on track.
Did the Premier say how much money they made available for loans?
No, those specifics weren't offered. In fact, we asked, one member of the media corps asked about the ceiling for loans, and questions were posed as well from my standpoint on the nature of the delinquency prevention, mitigating against delinquency and all of that. We didn't get specifics except to say that there was an indication that an applicant can get $100,000, and already one business has benefited from the program.
Okay, did he give the name of that business?
Yes, actually ENS Excavation Limited. They have so far benefited. We didn't get any details on the precise amount of money that they got, but basically, one wants to take this in good stride, because these are trying times for people who have businesses already, and there are a number of questions one can ask about the nature of the current business climate, and is it a safe time to invest, to take out loans and get into business. But where there are obstacles, there are also opportunities, so one has to be pragmatic as well.
Okay. What about the National Business Bureau? Did we get any indication of its vision and mission, and exactly how it's structured, and the management and the personnel, and how that?
Well, we know it's been headed by Mr. Kelvin Smith, and there is the fact that it is operating outside of the Ministry of Trade and Consumer Affairs and so forth. But in terms of a more in-depth analysis of how it functions and that sort of thing, we didn't get that sort of information today. Although that can be accessed. Like I said, so many issues came out of the press conference, because it has been a while now since the Premier had a press conference of this nature, and a number of questions were flying around, from talk of independence, or as the legislators would like to say, self-determination, to issues related to legalizing alternative lifestyles, and a number of other issues, the employment climate. The main issues, though, were focused on a U.S. FACTA agreement between the BVI and the United States Treasury Department, tourism initiatives, and in particular the National Business Loan Program.
Okay. We get any indication of the economic growth resulting from any of the activities that the government has initiated so far?
Well, and that's a good question, because one would appreciate some specifics along these lines. We did ask questions that really sought to get some of those answers. We were not afforded that opportunity. We were told that we can, of course, get some details at a later stage. And that press conference is already being televised on JTV. In fact, it was just shown for the first time not too long ago. And I'm sure that viewers are going to get a chance to see it at some stage again throughout the balance of the evening after this program, after this show, and also throughout the week.
What you took away as the most significant and important development for the general territory?
Well, I think the fact that businesses, in particular small and medium enterprises, can benefit from what I would say is a generous loan program, and to be supported, to be beefed up with assistance from the National Business Bureau and the National Bank of the Virgin Islands in terms of the managerial functions and support is quite significant, because again it is basically showing some level of trust and confidence from the government in the economy at this time, that they could be so brave and bold to encourage young and of course not so young entrepreneurs to get into business and to actually go to the bank and borrow monies up to $100,000.
Well, Sean, it certainly sounds exciting, and we're looking forward to more information, more specifics on the government's economic development program, so that we could sink our teeth into some flesh. So hopefully, in the days ahead, we'll be getting some more specifics. Thank you very much for bringing that information to us. Yes. When we come back, we're going to speak with Dr. Cindy George of Simorge Counseling. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Clarence Thomas Limited, the BVI Tourist Board, and CCT Global Communications.